Hi, I'm Kai from rolloverplaydead.com, a blog about tabletop role-playing games. I write about articles, reports, and reviews from the Malaysian role-playing scene. Now, today, I want to talk about Cthulhu Dark, a game by Graham Walmsley. Cthulhu Dark is a tabletop role-playing game of cosmic horror set in the worlds of H.P. Lovecraft. Jazz Age author H.P. Lovecraft wrote weird pulp tales about alien gods and haunted dimensions, far beyond what his contemporaries were doing in the horror and weird fiction genre. He created a world populated by eldritch gods and horrific entities such as Yog-Sothoth and Cthulhu here. Say hi, Cthulhu. Hello. There have been many role-playing games such as Call of Cthulhu and Trail of Cthulhu that explore the horror mythos of Lovecraft and allow players to solve mysteries and investigate and have adventures in this setting. But Cthulhu Dark is particularly interesting because it's a very stripped down and focused game, and very suitable for newcomers because it's so simple. You play ordinary men and women, people who have encountered some element of the horror of Cthulhu, the Cthulhu mythos. You just need to write down your name and your occupation. And depending on what you do in the game, if it's related to your occupation, you'll be better at it. Meaning that when you roll dice to see how well you do in an action, if you have something related to your occupation, you'll roll an extra die. Mags the pickpocket would normally roll only one die for most actions, but if she's trying to steal vital evidence from the baggage of a rich, snobby businessman, she rolls an extra die. So normally you roll one six-sided die, but she'll roll two. Now, there's also another key element, the insight die. In addition to these dice, you'll also keep track of how much you understand of the inherent horrific alien nature of the universe, because in the Lovecraft universe, there are horrible truths beyond reality which will drive you mad. As you start the game, you'll have an insight rating of 1, and when you encounter something horrific, or if you push yourself and use the insight die for more effort, and if you roll too high, your insight will go up, and you will get closer to understanding the horrific cosmic reality that could drive you insane. If your insight reaches 6, you're out. You've been driven mad, and you can no longer go on, which is in keeping with the theme of these horror stories. And that's pretty much all there is. The main rules for players can be summed up in just 2 pages, and they cover important things like insight and investigation. In this game, you will find the key clues that you need to move on in a mystery. It's just a question of what it will cost you, from rolling the inside die, or what kind of problems you'll run into along the way. If you roll really high, you'll get more advantages. But even if you roll low, the GM will the director will find a way to keep you moving through the story. As for the director, the person who narrates and runs the game, it's also a very good resource. The rest of this book contains lots of tips on how to create an interesting horror scenario for the director to find really cool themes that they can infuse in their games, tips on which mythos entities, and there will be a list of what kind of monsters and horrors exist in this world that you can use to push that theme through and horrify your players, and how to run and pace a role-playing game in a weird horror mystery setting, including the use of creeping horrors, repeated weird events that are tied into the theme and will unsettle your players gradually without going overboard until it's time to drive them absolutely mad. Figuratively speaking. The players don't actually go mad. That's all there is to know about Cthulhu Dark if you want to start. The rules are available for free online if you just want to try it out, but this book is full of useful information. It includes 4 different settings, including Victorian London, as well as the 1692 witch trial era of Arkham, Massachusetts, modern day Africa, and future Mumbai, Each of these settings includes lots of information for creating adventures and a sample adventure that follows a certain theme related to things like inequality or post-colonialism. If you're a new player, Cthulhu Dark is an excellent game to start playing with, and I encourage you to try it out. There are a lot of new role-playing games today that are really good for new players. If you're in Malaysia, check out rolloverplaydead.com and click on lists and links, and you'll find links to groups and game stores where you can find role players such as myself and other game masters. They'll be glad to teach you how to play, and they won't bite. Well, that's it, and thank you for watching my introduction to Cthulhu Dark. Look out for more content on Roll Over Play Dead, and I'm Kai, signing off.